Well, the project at hand this time is my 3-point hitch raise and lower lever. Seems to be quite a problem with little John Deere's. Several different models where the little shaft breaks off. I'll show you where that is. I ordered parts, but they're not here yet. Here's where that lever would be, right here. Goes down and attaches to this right here, and that's where it's broke off. I tried to turn that with the vice grips, can't budge it. So I think it's seized up inside of this sleeve from salt and rust, but it looks like I got to pull this whole valve assembly off. Rock valve, I think they call it. I'm not sure, but I've got to try and figure it out because I need this. I grind stumps, and this one does not mess up people's yards too much. I can drive right out there and not rip it up like I do with the skid steer one. So I really need it, so I got to work on it, and it can't wait. Well, didn't want to drop it, or that. Alright, so I took that crossbar off so I could get this piece out. I really don't know how much I need to take apart, but I'm getting quite a little access hole here. Hope I don't have to take the fender and the tire off. Tough to get in there. A lot of paint in the screws. The bolt heads, 6mm. I don't know what's in store for me underneath this block. So a big spring-loaded mess, or just a valve. I have no idea. So far so good. Looks like it's just a big old valve attached. I rehooked this one line up here just to keep it out of the way. Alright, so when you pull that lever for raising and lowering the 3-point, that's just moving this top one right here that I can't move. So let's hope that the valve's not the part that's stuck. Oh, that works good. So, a wonderful John Deere design. It's all right here in this sleeve. I'll see if I can get that apart. Oh boy. It's got to go through that way. I'm going to have to cut off what I messed up with the vice grips trying to turn it so I could get it up out of the ground when I was stump grinding. C-clips on the back side. Maybe I'll pull this out of the way, then this will have a clearer shot to come out. Got a really weak air hammer here, not the Big Daddy one. Let's see if that pushes it. Well, I hate to have to do it, but they're big nasty. I don't even know if I can hold on to it. Well, she moved. Now it's probably swelled up. Can't get it through. Oh, man. It's becoming more of a pain in the butt than I thought. Alright, so I had there's a roll pin in this little guy. So I pulled that off. Then I was able to push that piece out. And then it took a little torching, a little heat, or a lot of heat. And I was able to drive that pin out. She's still pretty hot. But boy, she was in there. I need that keyway. Yeah, that's what it took. So the only parts I got are the gasket, the new shaft, a sleeve, and a little O-ring. And a little bit of hope. Find all the parts here. A little bit of a mess. I just went to rotate my tires and put all the winter tires on, and all my valve stems were rotten. After I mounted them, or put them on the vehicle. And I noticed it when I was checking the pressure. Alright, I need... Well, there's one. Let's see if we can find the other one. I think this is just a rubber washer, like a friction thingy, where you can adjust the bolt or the nut on this shaft against that rubber, and that will determine how hard the, or if the lever will float back on its own. So I'm just going to make one out of this really thick little piece of rubber. hit the camera record, and I guess I shut it off. So I don't know how much I missed. Alright, everything seems to be moving. Yeah, that's what the old one looked like. I know I trailered this thing a few times last winter down, about 15 miles in salt from some heavy snowstorms to go plow driveways. I don't think I'm going to do that this year. Alright, I wire brush this thing, but I don't know if this thing's supposed to be straight up and down or not. Might lean a little bit forward. Can I push it on later? I don't know. See what I mean though? If this was all rusted solid, everything was rusted, I don't think that would make a difference on, it's not turning inside that, it's all turning with that. So I got a feeling it was, just where this was attached, but there's a rubber friction washer or whatever that was. That wouldn't have held it like that to break that off. I don't know. Kind of wish this piece was keyed. Might make a difference on how much it goes up and down, but I think I can adjust that there somewhere, somehow. Oh, you know what? There's a little line, little notch, and there's one on the bolt. I don't know if you can see it right there. And there's one on there. I bet you that's how it lines up. And a nut, nylon nut. Lock nut, whatever you want to call it. And I've seen people had problems with that up and down deal, and they just loosen or tighten this little guy against that washer, that rubber. Oh yeah, I made a difference. So it doesn't move on its own. We'll leave it right there. Well, now I got a gasket to clean off. It's on there pretty good. This little guy's heavy. Or I'm weak. Still gotta put the seatbelt one on. I'll grab the impact for that. Tell you what, lining these hoses, or these metal lines back up, they do not bend at all. When they came off, it seemed like they sprung a little bit. But I think I've got them all in the right spot because they only fit one way, so I'm going to go with that. I still got to plug this solenoid in, which means I got to bend the fender in a little bit because I can't get that in there. Put the seat back on, start it up, try it out, and let's hope it works. Got it. Alright, I think I lost about 4 quarts. Yep, nothing on the dipstick, so I think I'll add that much, about 3-4 quarts. And then we're going to try it out. Alright, the only thing I got left to do is my auxiliary cables, or hoses that I ran from the back up here to the front with the, it's like skid steer flat face coupler, so I can run a grapple and different stuff from the skid steer and for this one. But got it to go lower. It is this guy. The auto keep it the right height. So if I move this, it goes up. Push it back, it goes down. So you can adjust the fine tune of it. And this little guy is the speed at which it drops. And I'm just discovering this now. So I'm not an expert, but I'm learning it as I go. I just need it to go deep for the stump grinder. So I think that should do it. Up. Goes down. And if you forget to tighten up one of your hoses, what's going to happen? One of the metal ones going to the bottom of that valve, I didn't have it tight, and it pumps it out pretty quick. Alright, that's where I'm going to stop it. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and come back for more. Thanks for watching.